on the Wado Radio Show.
Yes, it's DJ Wado. It's the Wado Radio Show. It's more than music, it's ministry. And I told y'all, man, I love having these new artists on the show. And we have one from Houston, a young lady. Her name is Hilary Pradia. And how are you doing today, sis?
Hey, Wado, what's going on? I gotta get you though, because my last name
I know
is
I
not
pronounced
Pradia.
it wrong. I knew you were going to say that. I knew it was coming.
Okay,
Correct your boy. Correct your boy.
Okay, I feel like you can use your discernment and try to figure out how.
Oh, so now we playing a guessing game. Pradia?
Right, Pradia.
Pradia. So you out here praying. That's what it is.
Right. Yeah, Pradia. Yeah, there we go. We go. Yeah, that's good. How you doing though?
I'm good. We actually have like some Texas-like weather in Jersey today.
Okay, what's going on? How is it going?
We in that 70s right now.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a Texas
That's
move.
what I'm
Because it could be
saying.
Christmas. It could be Christmas. It'll be like 75.
Yeah, I went. I DJ in Dallas a lot, and I was down there. I remember one year for New Year's, and man, the temperature swung like 40 degrees in like 3 days. Like it was crazy.
Yep. And see, Dallas is tricky. See, Houston is more trill because Dallas, you know what I'm saying? Like it'll snow in Dallas, and then you'll be sweating like 3 days after that, and then it'll be rain. Like it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah, that's that ammonia weather, as my grandmother would say.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. So you got this EP.
Yes.
Let's talk music.
Okay, let's get into it.
Yeah. What are some of your musical inspirations before we talk specifically about the EP, but just, your mindset musically and what inspires you?
So I love the Christian hip hop genre, and I really enjoy R&B music as well. So, and then because I do speak Spanish, I learned Spanish when I went to college. I went to the University of Houston,
Wow.
so I love Latin music as well.
Wow.
But some of my
So
favorites,
you out here with salsa, merengue, all that.
I can do all of that. You know what I'm saying? I can do all of that.
Okay.
But my favorite is bachata. So I love Prince Royce and Romeo Santos from Aventura and like all of that. So
you popped up with an accent right there.
I mean, because you got to say it with that authentic accent. You can't be playing out here in these streets. People will check you. So, but as far as my musical inspirations, I'm a big fan of Beyonce, believe it or not. I think she's a great entertainer. And I love Corey Paul and Reconcile. I love Lecrae. I'm a Lecrae fan. I love Andy Mineo. I think his message just in his intensity and his shows are crazy. But like I said, I'm an R&B chick too. So I like Tank. I love R&B, Robin Thicke, and then, of course, I love Christian music too. I respect Kirk Franklin, Kiki, I think she's a beast. If you ever see her live, she's just a monster. She'd be swinging that hair.
Yeah, she do.
Yeah, so it's just a mixture.
She swung it a little too hard one time though.
See. People gonna always remember you for that one thing. That one thing you can get 5-6 Grammys, but they gonna remember that one thing. See, it's people like you, Ado.
Nah, Kiki's good. Kiki's good people. I've done some shows with her before, man. She's good people, man. And she can laugh at it. She's actually how I found out about the hair thing. She had it on her Instagram. You know what I mean?
Definitely did. And I love people like that because I'm like that too, man. You can't take situations, so seriously because they do happen, and I think on the flip side, I think that they happen just to show people that we're really human. We're not these mega superstar, untouchable. You can't have no conversation with me. I'm not gonna take any pictures with you. It's just like, nah, we do the same thing. I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like you. I get tired, I get angry, I get frustrated, just like you. My wig may come off, just like yours. So, it's just. I think those things happen so we can just show that we're people.
Sure.
Yeah.
You've been, even though you're, relatively young, like you've been around this Christian rap scene for a while.
Yeah.
A while.
For a while.
Yeah, we were talking about that before we went on the air. how did you kind of get into the music, and then
Hmm.
just what are some of your thoughts as you kind of seen this genre progress?
Oh man, so just starting out in the beginning, when I first started doing music, I wasn't a Christian artist, believe it or not.
Mm.
I come from a musical family and didn't even know it. So I knew that I wanted to entertain. So when I was like really, really young, my mom, she would buy these DVDs for me. They would be Destiny's Child, Beyonce, Sierra, Usher, and they were just
DVDs, huh?
concerts. Yeah,
Oh
these
wow, the live
DVDs.
concerts. I
The
got you.
live
Okay.
concerts,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Okay.
I love to sing. Before I didn't start rapping until about 4 or 5 years ago. But,
Mm.
I literally mimicked, everything that I saw. So I would get, she would buy me like a Sierra DVD, and I would mimic the dance moves or Aaliyah's. But really, I focused on like Destiny's Child and Beyonce stuff. And so, coming from there, I started like writing music. And on like my 13th birthday, I went to her and I was just like, Mom, like I have to do music or nothing else in my life will make sense for me. And so at first she thought I was like playing, and because she wasn't taking me seriously, it made me cry because I was just like, you hurting me right now. Like,
Mm.
you're not about to laugh in my dream. Like, I'm for real. Can you, help me make sense of this, because I don't know where to
Yeah.
start. And so she ended up calling my uncle, who called my cousin in California. His name is Michael Hart. And he does music. So he had a company called, he has a company called Rhythm Section Entertainment. And I found out when I went to California to meet my family and do music. My uncles, all of them sang, play instruments. My cousin is a female rapper. My cousin Nani, she's a female rapper. Um, and so I flew back and forth over the course of like a year, spring breaks and in the summertime. When I was like 14 and 15, I made an R&B album. And then God, completely changed my heart. And so I was like, I can't put this music out, but I got this dope album, so I don't know what to do. And so
Mm.
my mom was just like, well, we're just going to see. And right before, like the day before, my mom had already found Trey Nine on like MySpace or something like that.
Wow.
And if anybody
Trey Nine
knows
on
anything
MySpace.
about Trey, yeah, she found Trey Nine on MySpace. So this was about, you can like timestamp this. So this was about like 2009. This
Yeah.
was like 2009. I was like 15 years old. And so she had already just started messaging back and forth with Trey about me. She was my manager at the time, and she created a record label called Art Music Entertainment for me. And so she was like, Trey, I know, your event at the time was called Hip Hop Hope Tuesdays in Fifth Ward at the Prince Complex. And so she was like, my daughter, she sings R&B music. It's not, sex crazy, but it's not necessarily Christian music. Can she still come? And Trey just being so loving. If anybody knows Trey, he knows he's just really accepting of anybody who, wants to be around, and be a part. And so he's just like, yeah, have her come. And I came and I saw this chick named Zeta. Wait, are you familiar with Zeta? Out of
Yeah.
from New Orleans?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And so Zeta performed and she was rapping and just doing her thing. And I was just like, wow, I don't know what I want to do in music, Christian wise, but I know I want to do something that's similar to that. And so just coming from, this R&B background, singing into just meeting people, at Hip Hop Hope Tuesdays and meeting other artists. And that's where I met, Corey Paul.
Mm.
We both did Hip Hop Hope Tuesdays together and just building and growing and loving the Lord and him changing my heart. And then just growing up, like I said, I was 15 when I first started in Christian hip hop. And so just to see just the growth, in it today, because before that, the only Christian hip hop artist that I knew was T-Bone from back in the day. So
Wow.
it's just a
This is
world's
like that was like a whole
difference.
new world to you then.
What? Oh my gosh. I was just like, what is this? And I would bring my friends around to Hip Hop Hope and they'd be like, this is dope, but I don't really know if I should like it because
Yeah.
Christian music's supposed to be whack, but it's not all that whack. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just this whole thing. So yeah, it's just been amazing. It's really been amazing.
That's an interesting ride right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so you've done a lot of work with Corey Paul and Reconcile, like even being a part of Frontline.
Yeah, yeah. Back in 2011, Fo was in the group before I was in, and then he departed, and I came in, and for about a year, I did things with Corey Paul and Reconcile within the group Frontline Movement, and that was just a great experience being around them. They grind so hard because they love Jesus so hard, and it's so much in their music, you know what I mean. And so just being an artist coming into rapping, because like I said, I didn't start rapping until like 2010, and so they really helped develop that and grow that, and so it was just an amazing experience just being around them and seeing how they do, what they do, and people just seeing the people's responses to how they do what they do is just really amazing.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Them dudes got a heart for ministry, man. Like,
What? Oh my gosh. You wouldn't even believe, like, it's just crazy because it's so much more than music. It's like music is the honey. You get what I'm saying? But when people actually start talking to them, they dig into their lives and they're interested in discipleship. You know what I mean? And so it's just something special that God has really given them both. Something really unique.
yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
I think for you, man, like just kind of looking at this scene and the landscape, and I feel like I hate even bringing this up, but
Mhm.
because I feel like I've been talking about it for so long, but
Okay.
there always just seems to be a lack of support and push for female artists in the
Definitely.
scene. You know what I mean? It's like,
Definitely.
I mean,
Definitely.
really, if we're honest, like outside of Humble Beast, none of the, I guess, main Christian rap labels have female artists signed to them. None of
Right.
the major labels have signed female Christian rap artists yet. Like when
Right.
you
Right.
see that, because I know how much you study this game, you've been around it. Like, how does
Mhm.
that make you feel? Like, is that frustrating? Is that like, I don't know,
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. It's discouraging to some extent. And also it makes me want to ask the question, why? You know what I'm saying? Is it
Sure.
because um is the music that women make unattractive,
Mm, mm,
but then I can't assume, why they would think the way that they think, but I can try to gather something, and what I gather from it is that because it hasn't really been done before, sometimes labels may be scared to take the risk, you know and
mm.
so for me as an artist, I really into other female artists that are listening. I would just say you have to trust the Lord for your opportunities and not man, and that's not speaking out against any labels, but that's just me believing in the Lord over believing in a label. You get what I'm saying? Because
Sure.
I believe in the things that God has deposited in me that come out from music. And so there is a voice for women on this sound like Eagle Perry, it may sound like Christmas, it may sound like Hilary Jane, it may sound like Hilary Pradia, it may sound like Natalie Lauren, it may even come from a poet called Genetics. You get what I'm saying? It may
Yep.
come from a poet, a young poet from Nigeria named Queen Flo. You get what I'm saying? It may
Yep.
come from different women, but ultimately there is women, who are listening to Christian hip hop who want to relate to something, and once labels realize that there are women who are buying CDs, who are coming out to shows, buying tickets, and they begin to tap into that, then I feel like, they'll be able to understand it a little bit better.
Yeah, from a business
So
standpoint, right? So
definitely.
you're basically like, once they realize from the business side of this that this is legitimate, there's an audience
Yeah,
for
waiting.
this. Yeah.
Definitely, because you got to understand, like, women are you? I assume that you're married, right?
Yes, I am. I got
You
three
got to
kids,
understand.
married, three
See,
kids, all that. Yep.
listen. So, by nature, women are loyal. You gotta say, like,
Mm.
loyal. Like, if a woman
You sound like
loves
DJ
you,
Khaled right now. You're loyal.
basically, like, but women are loyal, so it's just like if a woman loves you, you gotta understand when she come to your concert, she already bought a ticket to get in there. She's
Mm,
not trying to get in there for free,
mm,
because she wants to support you. Then she
mm,
gonna buy a T-shirt. She's gonna
mm.
buy a CD. Then she's gonna want to tell her friends about you if you popping. So she's probably gonna buy 2 or 3 CDs for her homegirl. You know what I'm saying? Like
Wow.
it's just because women are just naturally loyal, and when a woman believes in anything, not even talking about music, but once a woman believes in something, she's gonna push it and she's gonna try to promote it and she's gonna try to make sure that other people are exposed to it. So even from a business standpoint, our music is ministry, but from a business standpoint, you gotta understand that it's something in that. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
So But that's just my opinion. It's just my opinion.
No, it's good though. It's. I mean,
Hmm.
that's a good perspective. Um, let's talk about the EP Pretty Night.
Sure.
I was the title struck me. Obviously, the first
Hmm.
track on the album is Pretty Night, and then you got the
Yes.
Pretty Girl anthem. So you
Yes.
know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
why that word pretty? I mean, clearly that stuck out to you, and that was something
Yeah.
you wanted to emphasize. So
Yeah. The word pretty, a lot of people, because I've been doing music, like I said, Christian hip hop since I was about 15.
yeah,
And so, people would say, hear my, songs and stuff like that. They would, see the different things that I've accomplished. I graduated, from University of Houston last year. So I was 21, and I graduated from U of H.
nice.
I
Congratulations.
Thank you. I thank God for just the opportunity to go through school. And then I got my real estate license when I was 19. So people see like these accomplishments,
They see you
and
slanging real estate, slanging the gospel,
slanging real estate,
slanging these
slanging the
CDs.
gospel, slanging houses, just doing all of these great things. And then they would always end with, and she's so pretty, you know?
Mm, mm.
And so I would just be like, that's interesting, that people would always think that, I was attractive. And so I'm just like, the thing about it is, even though I've accomplished all these great things, and even though I'm articulate, to a certain extent, but it's like, I would be struggling with so many ugly sins. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Struggling with so many different things in my mind. Struggling with suicidal thoughts, struggling with
Wow.
depression.
Wow.
Even as I'll be performing. And so it's just like, but the bottom line was that I was pretty, and so I would have to ask the Lord, like, God, is my identity and is my worth and my accomplishments and the way that I look. And so he really had to take like a year to really teach me your identity is in me, and I am the one that makes you beautiful. It's not about the way you look, you know what I'm saying? But it's really about who you are in me and the way that I love you, and it's the way that you love me and the way that you serve me. And so it made me think about even the word. There was a woman, in Song of Solomon, she didn't think that she was, beautiful. Like people wouldn't necessarily call her beautiful, but she was still loved from the person who thought that she was lovable. You know what I'm saying? And so it reminds me of who I am. People would think, lashes, bundles, all this other kind of stuff. That's what makes me beautiful. But to the Lord, I'm beautiful to Him, and
Mm.
that's what matters. And so I've been kind of getting with the album cover. It's like the skull, and then it's my face.
That's all. That was gonna be my next question. Is let's talk about this cover though.
Yeah, and so
What about
on
that
Twitter,
cover though?
people be like, "Oh my gosh, she's a Satanist," she's an Illuminati. Definitely not. I'm not an
Oh, you getting
Illuminati puppet.
Illuminati joints already?
Listen,
Yo, you
you
big
gotta
time.
understand.
You know
You
you
gotta
gotta
understand.
you
I've been
gotta
doing this
reach
for a
a
while.
certain level in Christian rap.
People coming out strong in the beginning.
Yo,
They coming out real strong.
let me tell you something. I'm 10 years in and I ain't got no Illuminati yet.
Oh, word!
I'm like, yo, am I
You gotta
not
catch up.
official? I'm like, what's
You gotta
up?
catch up. You gotta catch up. I remember I did a video. I'll go back to that, but I did a video with Archie, who was in a group called Second, and so I wore a University of Houston shirt, and so the our thing is the cougar paw. So I had a cougar paw on my shirt,
Mm.
and I wore it in the video, and somebody sent me an inbox message on Facebook and was just like, I just want to let you know that I know that you're Illuminati puppet, and
Oh.
you're covering up with your Christian message, and
Oh.
it's just crazy. So I just say like whatever. But to explain the cover, I wanted the skull to represent me dying to myself in
Mm.
sin, and rising in Christ, which is life. That's why you see my face. So it's just the transition. As you listen to the project, you'll see the transition and the evolution of, my struggle and stuff like that, but also me just rising, with Christ and Him showing me who I am, even in those struggles. So,
Yo,
yeah, yeah,
that's real because I think a lot of times as Christians we run from struggle. Like
yeah,
we
for
don't want
sure.
struggle. We don't want to deal with struggle, not
Right.
knowing that on the other end of the struggle, if
Mm-hmm.
God brings you through it, you have
Yes.
a superb opportunity to see Him in a whole other light than what
Yeah,
you've ever imagined, because He
definitely.
brought you through something you've never been through before, and you in
Mm-hmm.
the process you see another side of God that you never get to see, or that you
Definitely. And He
haven't
makes
seen.
you, yeah, He makes you, it reminds me of the scripture, First Peter 4:12, what it says, thinking not strange concerning the fiery trials,
Mm,
but then verse 13 is it starts and it says, but rejoice. And so Peter was writing a letter to the pilgrims, which were Christians,
sure.
because they were suffering on behalf of Christ. And he had to encourage them, like, dog, like, this is what you signed up for. Why are you tripping? You know? So we're going to have to struggle, but God refines us, and he makes us like pure gold. So I think it's a great experience to just go through and realize as I'm suffering on behalf of Christ, I'm going to reign with him. I'm going to, like glory with him, so it's all good.
Man, that's good. Um, do you? I know. You executive produced this EP.
Definitely.
And I was like, wow, like I just thought that was dope to
Thank
see
you.
that. You know what I'm saying? Just from a female. Do you produce a lot of your music as well?
I can co-produce. I
I got
want
you.
to just take the time to actually learn like Pro Tools and Logic and all of
Mm.
that. But I know sounds. I'm one of those artists where I love sounds, and I'm kind of like Kanye. I can see. I gotta watch what I say when I say that, because the questions will start coming. But when he ain't for real, so when they hear music, they see color. And so when I hear music, I thought I was weird for a long time until I started watching interviews where I realized that was a normal thing that other people experience too. And so when I'm like listening to, if I write a song, I'll start seeing different colors, and
Mm.
different patterns, and
Interesting.
then they'll turn into images and stuff like that for me. So when I get in the studio, if I don't have lyrics, I'll tell the producer to play, a certain thing, and then I'll start saying weird stuff like, oh, it sounds like silver, it sounds like, different things, and so we'll start grabbing it. So I can produce in that way, but as far as like, putting the wave, together and stuff like that, no, I'm not able to do that yet, but one day I will. But I can co-produce to answer your question.
That's dope. That's really
Hmm.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really dope.
Yep.
So I have another question for you.
Sure.
Um, do you feel like um as not just a female artist, but even just as a new artist,
Hmm.
that new artists get fair shakes in this scene right now?
Fair shakes. What exactly does that mean?
Um, the opportunity to um do what it is that you do. And the reason why I
Okay.
ask that is because I've been having a lot of private conversations with people,
Hmm.
and everyone is like, "Yo, man, Christian rap is so cliquish.
Hmm.
It's hard for me to break through. It's hard for da 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 da." And
Hmm.
I never really thought about it. You know
Me
what I'm saying?
either.
So I'm not even gonna say it's not legitimate for some people,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Um, I mean, when you break into anything, not even Christian music, when you break into anything, it may be a difficult business to get into,
yeah, yep,
When you want to become a part of an organization, most of the time you have to go through a screening process.
mm,
Even when you want to go to a job, you have to be screened first before they
yeah,
allow you to work for their company and represent them. And so, as far as breaking into the Christian hip hop music industry, um, I don't want to say it's cliquish. I mean, people naturally, go towards people who are like them and people who they want to build with. You know what I'm saying? And perhaps their personalities just click. So it may not be a click to keep people out, but it may be a personality click. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
But also you just I think and I'm speaking to myself when I say this, you have to go in the lane that God has given you. You have to ride in the lane that, is important for you to go in, and not necessarily worry about who's trying to keep you out, but worry about the goal and the mission of the reason why we do what we do. We're trying to reach people, you know and so if you're finding a way to reach people, then that's what you should be worried about. And it may be difficult to get booked at a certain venue, or it may be difficult to send other artists, who are fellow Christian hip hop artists, messages, because you may not necessarily have that relationship yet. But all of that stuff will come in time, as long as you're doing what you can do to the best of your ability, your God-given ability. But I don't think that should be the focus. um my story may be a little bit different, but like I told you when we were offline, is that I started serving, with Trade Nine and just building, and God allowed me to just meet, people and relate to certain people. And then, I just started doing my thing, but that my goal wasn't to, be a part of a certain clique. It's not about being a part of 116, or anything like that. I'm just trying to do what I can to the best of my abilities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes
So
sense.
I think perspective. I think perspective can really get in someone's way if that's their concern.
So you basically you don't you kind of went into the situation with no like
Expectations,
yeah no
no.
expect that's exactly the word I was trying to say.
No, I mean, the only thing that I expect is that my message of the gospel of Jesus Christ to be heard. But everything outside of that is extra, and granted, like, because we're Christians, I think sometimes, just me and my ignorance, being younger, I thought that, because I was dealing with Christians, that things wouldn't necessarily be easy. But we all have to understand that we're all people and we still have struggles. And the reason why that we are Christians is because we realize we need a savior to help us with those struggles. But nevertheless, we still are people who make mistakes.
Mhm.
And so a lot of artists, a lot of Christian artists may come into it thinking that they won't be offended, but you will be offended by another imperfect person as yourself. You may offend someone else. So you can't let that stop you from moving forward and say, oh, those Christian artists are whack, or, they fake because they won't let me in their clique. But we're all still people dying to ourselves daily. So you just gotta chill.
Man,
At the end
that's
of
some
it,
real
like,
talk though.
you just gotta chill. And I'm telling myself that too. Like, sometimes, you gotta chill, and just keep growing. Plug for Grow Up, featuring Alex Faith. You just gotta grow up. Basically, you really do.
Yeah. Do you let me ask you that. Speaking of the record with Alex Faith, you got Dre
Mhm.
Murray. Like, and I know
Yeah.
you know those guys. Like, you have a relationship with those guys, but
Mhm.
for a lot of artists, particularly like a guy like Dre Murray, who's like a
Mhm.
lyricist, like
Yes.
people get
Yes.
intimidated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hopping
Uh
on
huh.
records with people like that. Did you
Mhm.
did you ever get those vibes like that?
You know what? No, I guess it's because like I told you before, there was a year where God was really just showing me my worth and my value in Him, and so because of that, nobody has the ability to intimidate me. Like, I don't care how degreed you are, I don't care how intelligent, I don't care how many places you've been, how many stamps you got on your passport. Like, you don't have the ability to intimidate me because I have the Holy Spirit,
Mm,
which makes me confident in who I am. And so because I know who I am. I'm a daughter of the true and living King. I don't allow myself to be intimidated by those things. Now, granted, I was super excited. Wait, oh, like, as soon as I found out that they, wanted to get on those songs, I was just like, this is amazing. It's going to be great. But I wasn't worried as far as, like, is Dre's verse going to be better than mine, or is Corey's verse, or is Alex's verse? I couldn't let
yeah.
myself be concerned with that. But after they sent me those verses back in my inbox, I was just like, bro, do I need to rewrite this verse? Because I mean, they come in. It's something that you think about. But as far as being intimidated, like,
Yeah.
nah, you just got to do what you can. And there's a specific reason why even artists like that will even hop on a song with you. So you just got to trust that your
Mm,
product is legit, and keep moving.
yeah. And I think
Yeah.
sometimes, man, people get caught up in not necessarily doing them
Mm-hmm.
and just competing for the sake of competing and not necessarily seeing the big picture of, you know what, man, like someone may be a quote unquote better lyricist than you, but someone else may connect with you because they connect with your story more and your vibe
Right.
and your style and
Right.
all of
Right.
that. So,
And that's what it's about, being relatable to people who can speak your language. So and I think it's great, going back to the conversation that we were having before about women in hip hop. I'm not going to have the same stories as those young men, you
Right.
know?
Right.
And it's just because I'm a woman. And so the things that we deal with are a lot different. The way we process information is a lot different. Our experiences are a lot different. And so I'm here to relate to, you know, women, of course, all people, but I'm really here to tell a story to people who've been through what I've gone through, you know, or to tell people like, hey, you don't have to go through what I've been through. I went through it for you, you know? So definitely what you said is absolutely correct.
That's good. That's so good.
Hmm.
Hilary, what's the rest of 2016 looking like for you, sis?
Man, it's really building on Pretty Night, you know, and helping people understand that they can be saved from the things that they feel like they can't be saved from, you know. It could look like possibly putting out an album,
Mm.
you know. It
So
looks
you
like,
working on new music already?
you know what? I've been so inspired by the feedback. I'm starting to write things, believe it
Wow.
or not. And it's just been crazy. The love that I got from it is crazy. So I feel inspired. Like I need to, you know, put some more music out because people are hungry for it, you know, which is all glory to God, you know, about that. But it could possibly look like putting an album out, you know, definitely putting out some singles, possibly building with other artists and building with other women, you know. I think that's important for me just to make sure that the women that are in tune with Christian hip hop have music that's relatable. It looks like me traveling, you know, a little bit more, and going into places that I've never been to before. It looks like me discipling, you know, young women even the more, and also being discipled by people in general who know more than me, whether that's in music, whether that's in, you know, my business ventures that I may have, or just personally, you know. But 2016 for me, when I first came into it, is the year of execution because I've sat on, you know, music for a long time, and it's also the year of purity in thoughts and mind and actions and everything, pureness of heart, you know, and intent. So that's what my 2016 looks like for sure.
That's killer. That's what's up.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Hilary, man, I'm definitely anticipating more really dope stuff for you, and
Thank you,
definitely
Wado.
appreciate you calling
Thank
into
you.
the show and sharing what's
Yeah,
happening.
this was good. Very good.
Yeah, it was fun, and I didn't ask
Yeah.
that one question you asked me not to ask either.
You know what? See, you might as well tell the people what question that was. You might as well because you already done put it out there.
So before we went on the air, Hilary told me that every interview just about that she's done, I guess people are just curious about who she's dating.
Right.
And that's not really somewhere that I was trying to go, but I just thought that was so
Right.
funny. So
Yeah, it is funny. And women just get asked that. I mean, just in general, you know, when a person meets a woman, they always ask, you know, are you married and do you have kids? That's kind of, you know, I mean, we're women, you know, family oriented and stuff like that. That's important to us. But I just, you know, for me, I really want to make it about the music and not necessarily who I'm dating or what type of guys that I'm interested in. But if you want to talk about it, Wado, we could talk about it.
I don't
you
want
know.
to talk about it.
Okay, cool. That's perfectly fine, you know.
That's not none of my business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's good though. That's good.
Thank you.
Nah, absolutely. And if people want to connect with you, and all of that stuff, man, where can they go to kind of reach out to you?
I'm on all social media outlets. So I am on Instagram, Hilary, that's Hilary with one L _Pradia, Pradia. My website for all things Hilary Pradia, hilarypradia.com. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Snapchat. You know, we'll be doing the videos.
Okay.
Hilary Pradia.
Okay.
Facebook, Hilary Pradia. So yeah, we can connect for sure.
Yeah, and y'all stop calling her Hilary Pradia too. You know,
That's so funny. That's so funny. Like you did when we first got it.
That wasn't me. That was my representative that did that though. That wasn't me.
Right.
Like you can roll the tape back. I was saying Hilary Pradia from the beginning.
How you say it? Say it again.
Hilary Pradia.
Pradia.
That's what I said. Pradia.
You was just like Pradia. See, y'all gonna have to pray for Wado. Stretch out your hands right now. Stretch your hands
I just said Hilary Pradia.
Hilary Pradia.
See?
There we go. I need to make a song like Mike Jones and say Hillary Pradia. I really do.
Roll the tape back. I got it.
I need to.
I had it right from the beginning though.
You did. We're gonna act like that's what happened. So
I mean, it is my show. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
you know, you can do whatever it is.
I mean, technically, I could just edit it and make it seem like you was crazy for even trying to correct me, right?
You definitely can. And then those people who think I'm a part of Illuminati, you know, you just encourage them that this girl is a Satanist.
Oh man, that is funny, man. This was good though.
People are crazy. Yeah.
On the Wado Radio Show. On the Wado Radio. On the Wado Radio Show. Where it's much more than music, it's ministry.